Welcome back to the greatest podcast and show on the face of the earth. We are back again. It's 2:10 in the afternoon. We are at the LeVar Walker Daily Show podcast brought to us by me, LeVar Walker. And listen, before we get started with this thing, get those tickets, man. I'm going to be at the New York City Winery. If you're watching me on Instagram right now, if you just comment New York, I will DM you immediately. If you're looking at me on other platforms, you can get those tickets at levarwalker.me, or you could just scan this QR code that's right up above my head, and you can get those tickets to see me live at the New York City Winery this Sunday, March 15th. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I hope everybody is blessed and feeling good this morning. Who we got in the chat? What's going on? Devontae was good. Jaleesa was happening. Zoomer was up. We are in the building. And today's show, I like to do one topic and then we go off into other topics. But the first topic we're going to talk about today is people it's going around on Instagram where people are tripping on how men today in their 40s dress. So this is a picture of Wale, and Wale is in his 40s, and people are saying, I know I'm being judgmental, but the fact this look is acceptable for a 40-year-old man still shocks me. Now, I will be 49 this year, and you would probably see me dressed like this. The question I have is, how should we dress? How should I dress as a 48-year-old man? Should I prepare myself for my funeral? I mean, how should I dress? I try to keep my appearance youthful. I'm trendy. I like the sneakers. I like to be fly. Should I just walk around in like some Dockers and some of them shoes, them Hoka shoes and stuff? How should I dress? Should I wear like a big tie every day with a shirt? Like, how should I dress? And why are people upset at this? The guy looks comfortable, and this is a new day and age. And furthermore, a lot of times the young people will look and they'll be like, hey, Unc, why you be dressing young? And like, if you have on one of these designs, if I got on some Amiri, right? If I got on some Yeezy, okay, if I got on some Virgil Abloh, all these guys are 48 and 49 years of age. Mike Amiri is 50, right? Like Yeezy is 48. All the designers of this stuff we're wearing are guys our age. So I don't think we are necessarily dressing young. I think the young people might be dressing old because where are their designers at? I mean, I know Casanat is trying to come out with his own clothing line, Vive or something, but what are we talking about? And I think people should dress how they want to dress. 540 Dre say I should be out here in Chelsea boots with a polo on. And you know what? Sometimes I will put that on, but mostly I'm in jogging pants, baseball hat, and glasses. And I wear this too because like this is a part of my branding. Like y'all know me from this. If I take the hat and the glasses off, y'all won't know who the hell I am. Like, look, y'all ain't even never seen me probably without my hat and glasses. So this is me. Let me tell y'all something. If I walk into a comedy club like this, they don't know who the hell I am. They'll be like, yo, who are you? They would like, I'm talking about a club I perform at off. They wouldn't know who I am because people have rarely seen me without a hat and glasses on. But this is me. And my hat and glasses is a wig and my makeup. So, but that's interesting to me. And we live in a world, the society is so different now, bro. Like, nothing makes sense. And I know the 49-year-old when I was a child looked far different from me. The 49-year-old when I was a child, these men didn't care about their hairline. They were men. They had, matter of fact, when you even look at older men, like the 48, 49-year-olds back in the day, they had higher testosterone levels. They came up harder. You know what I'm saying? Life was a lot rougher. You know, I can't compare my racism today to the racism they experienced then because it was way worse. You know, people smoked cigarettes regularly. They ate cigarettes. They drank. You know, crack was fresh and new. It was a party drug nobody knew about. So yeah, of course they were a lot rougher. And today's older people look more youthful. You know. Shout out to the dealership on Fig. It's always a MF who don't pay your mortgage, telling you what to eat, wear, and read. Tell them to pay your bills. You consider that. That's real. But I only bought this up because this is really going around, like it's making its round on social media. And it has like, I don't know, it got all these views and stuff. So that's why it's like over 3 million views. And it was just a real topic for discussion. So that's why I brought it up. It was just on my mind, you know. Let me remove this because I don't want y'all to see. Yeah, right. That's true. In the 70s, a 35-year-old man looks 60, man. And I did a video about like when you look at Red Fox and them, you know, when Fred Sanford, when Red was doing Fred Sanford, Red was 49, bro. He was 49. Lamont was in his 30s, man. They looked old as hell because Red looked 80, Lamont looked 50. It was crazy. And their faces were thicker. Like, look, let me show y'all something. To show y'all how bad people was aging back in the day. And rest in peace to this brother who died very, very young. Okay. Otis Redding died at like, I think Otis Redding was 26 or something when he died. This look, this is Otis Redding. Okay. That's what a 26-year-old looked like in the 60s and 70s, man. That was 26. He looked like everybody uncle, bro. That's what it is, dog. Like we are looking somewhat young because life is not as hard as it was, man. Do y'all know how hard life was back in those days? Like for instance, I want to see how old was John Amos on Good Times. John Amos on Good Times. He was 34 years old, bro. 34. Let me see. I gotta find the picture. John Amos was 34 on Good Times. Oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm gonna show y'all something. Look at John Amos. John Amos was 34 right there, holding Florida. 34. And these was men's men. But life was a lot harder, man. And then back then, I give it to the brothers. These men were very secure men. Because when I tell you in the 70s, 60s, 70s, no black man cared about his hairline. When did hairlines become a thing? Everybody was rocking a natural hairline. Like your grandmama looked at a man's hairline like that and was like, oh, that's a handsome man. And these people stayed together a lot longer than we stand together now with, these full hairlines, and we going to Turkey. Wasn't no man in the 60s and 70s thinking about flying to no damn Turkey to get a full head of hair. Come on, man. Oh, Earth, Wind, and Fire, they definitely didn't care about no hairline, Jack. Yes, Earth, Wind, and Fire. Come on, man. Let me see. And these were rock stars, bro. Let me see. Earth, Wind, and Fire. I'm trying to find. Yeah, they didn't care, man. You just rock your joint. You just have a natural joint. Yeah, this is the founder. Look at that. Shout out to this brother. That was the founder of Earth, Wind, and Fire. He 22 right there, man. He like 22, 23. Didn't give a damn about no hairline. This is back when men were men. I don't know what has happened to us, but this was men were men. And even myself, I wear these hats to cover my baldness. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Most men my age, they wear the hat. The hat is not a hat, it's a wig. But you see, these brothers didn't care. They rocked that natural hairline. And speaking of hairlines, I need y'all to get these tickets to the New York City winery. March 15th, where I will be. And you can come out and you watch me tell jokes. Just go buy the tickets now. Okay, guys? Hopefully more tickets will sell and I won't have to go back and be a pharmacist because that is definitely on the table right now. Shit is really moving slow for me, guys. I have to keep it a bean. We gonna have to go back in that pharmacy and repivot. So shout out to everybody on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook finally is showing my lives. Thank you, Facebook. But everybody on Facebook, especially New York, New York City is my number one market across these platforms. And I don't understand why it's slow at converting people to buying the ticket. And I see people complaining, like, I just saw some videos of some people complaining about some big show they went to. And, my thing is this, I'm not about to sit here and down any other comics, anything like that, on the stature and nature of their show. But listen, if you pay $200-$300 to go to the show, that's when you lost. Like, you can't. Because once the ticket is bought, that's it. Like, it ain't no sense you complaining about it. And then a lot of y'all go to the same show over and over and you get mad because you hear the same stuff. Like, come on, guys, let's wake up here. But enough of that. We got more to talk about. This whole Iran thing is really mind blowing. This might get a little dark, but I think we need to pull out of that situation. I don't know where it goes. It doesn't seem to be like a real off ramp. And like right now, it's Monday today. I'm not sure how well our stock market is doing. But if these oil prices continue to ramp up and we get to about $150 a barrel, we're in trouble. You're going to see mass contraction in our stock market. You're going to see gas prices go through the roof. And I mean, we're in trouble. I really don't know, like, where we going because this is ugly, guys. It's ugly. We need to pull out. We definitely need to pull out. I'm gonna vibe with y'all. We're gonna go through several different topics. This was something else I saw that was interesting. I want to show y'all this. This is, you know, let me see. Hold up. I want y'all to look. Now, have y'all been to Disney World? Shout out to everybody been to Disney World. So you go to Disney World, you paid the money. You've paid the money to be at Disney World. And this is Minnie Mouse. That's that's Minnie Mouse. That's what's under the costume of Minnie Mouse. A middle-aged man taking a cigarette break at a job he clearly hates. But my hats go off to this man because he's doing what he has to do for his family. And that's a rough gig. You got to put that hot ass suit on and walk around in 100-degree heat. Okay. And this is who the kids are hugging and running up to it, taking pictures. And trust me, he hates those children under there, but he has to keep, hey, boys and girls. And you got to come out. And it's just, that's a terrible life. And like, whatever job you got, just know it could always be worse because you could possibly be as a grown ass man. And I'm sure this man has children. I'm sure this guy has children and everything. And he even flipped the bird because Disney World, I went to Disney World, man. I took my family. I'm going to be honest. Disney World was the worst, man. It's overpriced. It's hot as hell. It's it's the worst, man. We were out there in the heat. It's just people everywhere. And then in Florida, I think they give like Florida residents, like the Florida residents that might, be in programs like Section 8 or welfare, whatever, they get vouchers to come to the park. And I know this because I know what I was seeing. But it's a horrible place. The staff, the people at Disney World, they are just exhausted. They don't want to be there. Now, D. Smith, you say they pay the mascots over 100,000 a year. Let's see. Let's see if he's telling the truth. That's great. You say they pay the mascots 100K a year. We're gonna pull that up right now. We're gonna ask Gemini. How much do the mascots at Disney World make? I think you lying, Smith. Okay. I got that pulled up right now. You said 100,000 a year, bro. No. No, no, no. As of early 2026, characters perform at Walt Disney World typically earn between $20 and $23 an hour. Okay. I don't know where you got that math from, but we're talking an 8 hour day at 20, that's $160 for the day to walk around in that hot ass suit. And he got to be Minnie Mouse, man. Okay. Starting base pay, most care to perform now start at a minimum of $20.50 an hour is contract. So he's in the union. Average annual salary in the Orlando area, this averages out to approximately $42,600 for full time roles. Performance premiums. Performers can earn an additional $3.25 to $4.75 per hour on top of their base pay if they are equity performers. Yeah, the equity, you get an extra $3 to $4 if you're doing backflips and dances. That's insane. That's insane. And now you understand why this man, who probably has a wife and 4 children, is out there like literally taking a cigarette break uh, because he's exhausted. Let's go back here. Let's look at this again. This guy, he's exhausted, man. Look at that. And look, he don't care. He shot them the bird because he know nobody else wants that job. They can't find another guy to walk around that hot ass park as Minnie Mouse. So he shot them the bird, rightfully so. This is where we at. And then pretty soon they're gonna replace him with a robot. That's another thing too. Now the mascots pretty soon will just be all robots. I'm sure that's coming. So we are cooked, man. We are really cooked. And speaking of cook, get those tickets to see me live at the New York City Winery. We're gonna have a great, great time. Let's see what Ti has to say about women in Atlanta. Matter of fact, I don't want to pull it up because I don't want to get copywritten. But let's listen to this. Ti says women in Atlanta aren't as progressive as they used to be and are very difficult to deal with. Girls in Atlanta are very difficult to deal with. Their expectations are astronomical. Until they meet something that can subsidize, you know what I mean? So yeah, Atlanta has always been known to be Trick City. There was a lot of money in the early 2000s from BMF. Like, when I moved here in 2002, fresh out of pharmacy school, I used to go down to Justin's. That was the restaurant that Diddy owned right by the comedy club. And you had a lot of money flowing in the city. You had BMF, who was the huge dope dealers, and you had people doing real estate, and money was flowing. It was here, and these men were definitely tricking off. and now things have changed. It's gotten a lot tighter. The money is just not flowing like it was once flowing anymore. The early 2000s were great. And then I think '07, then, pandemic, but now things are a little bit tight. So I could see that. I could see women probably being a little bit less progressive. And then there's like a huge man shortage here. Women can't find a man. It's just rough. It's a lot in that. It's really a lot in that. And who knows, man? Who knows? It's a rough dating market here. So uh that's where we at. And even these women, the women are mad. This is what happens. Let me show y'all this. You see these women, they mad because men won't even talk to them in the club. Look at this. Because that costs money. Nobody, it's whack. I don't even know why y'all go to the club no more, man. The clubs are done. That old club life, the club life is cooked, man. I don't even get it. And I know I'm old. I don't belong my old ass in no club, but I never liked the club, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like even when I was younger, the club just wasn't for me. And then especially now because in the clubs, in the nightlife, people are literally just sitting in there on their phones, not even looking at each other. Nobody's dancing. The thing you want to do, I guess you buy a section and you come to the club to isolate yourself, to sit there with bottles in front of you and women walking by and nobody's talking to the women, nobody talking to anybody. Everybody goes to the club and you spend $1,000 to scroll Twitter and look cool. Like it is the dumbest. The club is dumb, bro. That is the dumbest waste of money in the world to me. Like it's not even fun. People don't dance. I can even see if people had a dance off. Like, what happened to the dance offs? You know what I mean? Like, just go in there and dance. Like, hey, you want to go dancing? You know, it's insane. It's insane. And women getting their bodies done, and it's just not working. These women are going out, you're buying an ass, you're buying teeth, you getting you're doing all this, and there's no payoff. There seems to be no payoff. You still lonely. There's nothing like what is happening. Like there's really a real moral breakdown in society, and we are in trouble. I just think the human species is definitely in trouble to the point where we all gonna end up in like a human zoo with just robots walking by observing us. Like, look at the humans and laughing. We just in a glass case. And they're going to be talking about like none of this made sense. And you're right, bro. You know what I mean? I get it. Gas is too high. Gas is hovering $7, $8 in some places. It's insane. It's insane. It's a look at me culture that has been fostered over time, and we're seeing the fruit. Yeah, it's terrible. Shout out to Smithy. I was in my 21 clubs with Papa. That was 21 years ago, and I got to agree with you, LeBar. I appreciate that. Loca Luna, yeah, Loca Luna was popping. Okay, you were in Atlanta. You from Atlanta? Shout out to Johnny Jackson. Yeah, people just complain about how boring it is, man. And these women are going out of their way, literally to get a man. When you go into these BBL clinics and you see this, this is the BBL clinic. This is where everybody got their butt done. They can't even sit down. See that? And they doing this in the hopes of finding a man or a caretaker somehow to get some money, and it's just not working. And then some of them, and then this is my thing too. If you fat, what's the purpose of a BBL? It don't make sense to get a BBL and you fat. Can't nobody even see the BBL. You just walked in there and they shoving this shit in your back, and you fat. It seems like you get your stomach sucked out first before you get the BBL. I don't know. I don't know, but we just all we in trouble. We are all in trouble, guys. We are in trouble. And then you go to the club, nobody want to buy drinks. The liquor industry is failing, and now they sneaking bottles in the club. Look at it. Look how they sneak it in there. And and then it not just bottles, but you could put dope in your hair. You could put everything, a pistol. They can do it all. This is where we at right now, guys. It's surreal. It is surreal. And what if she fall down with all that in her head? That'd be sad, right? That would be sad. Y'all got to see this. Now, this is my first time watching this. So I got to show y'all something. So it's an AI called Seed Dance, and I know this is a crazy transition, but I'm just trying to show the further death of Hollywood and how the entertainment landscape is just collapsing in front of our eyes outside of streaming or whatever. Like, it's just ridiculous. So I want y'all to take a look at this. And Seed Dance, well, China is using Seed Dance to make whole TV shows just using straight AI. And I need to show y'all this right quick. We could watch this together. So this is a whole AI show. Do not tell me that I could tell it's AI. Listen, bruh, this is so over. We are so cooked. This is a guy with a laptop and some AI credits that just made a whole movie. This would cost upwards of 10, 15 million. This is surreal, man. Do y'all see this? Man, I mess with Sora, but Sora is kind of whack. And I wasn't really feeling Sora. I think Seed Dance and Cling are the way. Wasn't really feeling it. It's crazy. I don't even speak Chinese, but this looks like a good movie. Yeah, that's crazy. I see you just tapping in Michael the Prince. This is just a whole movie done using straight AI. In China, they're doing whole shows where they don't use any actors, any studios. They use 100% AI now. And if Hollywood does not adapt, they just won't be able to, they're not going to be able to compete either way because these movies are going to start coming out and platforms will be built just for AI shows, AI movies. So, oh boy, we really in a pickle here, guys. It's really we are really in pickle. Oh, oh boy. You know, Terrence Howard says something very, very interesting. This is insane. The hell is Terrence Howard talking about? I'm using a Sony cam, bro. Look at it. Oh god, oh my bad, y'all.
When was the first time you had a sexual encounter with a girl?
I was 4. That was different. I was 4. There was the older girls that were watching me, and they were like 6 and 7, and so that changed.
Did you say 4 years old?
4 years old.
With 6 and 7-year-old girls?
Yeah. And we did that every day until I was like 13. Had more sex then than I've had in my adult life.
Oh my god. Ain't no way this man was having no sex at no damn 4 years old, bro. There's no way this man was had. This is how you know he lying. He said the girls was 6 and 7. You are lying, bro. I have never seen a lie told so boldly. Like what is Terrence Howard talking about, bro? Terrence need to stop this. What's up, Bean Man? Bean Man, what's good, bro? I was having sex at 4 years old. Hi, man. I was 4, man. And the girls was 7, man. Boy, if you don't get your ass out of here, man, you need to stop. And if he was, this guy was clearly assaulted, would that be an assault? What is that? What is that? Shout out to Cable K out in, you must be in Hawaii. Shout out to you. Oh God, that was very weird. Very weird, guys.
So my expectation for interaction.
So y'all didn't even hear T.I. talking then when I did the thing about T.I. Y'all didn't hear him talking. So y'all didn't hear this video because I hadn't switched the.
Girls in Atlanta are very difficult to deal with because their expectations.
Girls in Atlanta are very difficult to deal with because their expectations
are astronomical.
When I first went to Atlanta, I couldn't believe how progressive the women were down there. Like it was like I was like, every girl out here got a car, got a crib. They doing good.
When did you go?
When I
first started coming to Atlanta, like 04, 05.
Okay,
right.
yeah,
Okay.
Not as much as they were then. I meet a girl today and she already asking me to help with her bills
right
before the first date. So
I meet a girl today and she already asked me to help with her bills before the first date. You did that. That was diabolical. The diabolical diction which has allowed me to atrocitize certain things when you think about
say you come down there.
He talks very mechanical. Tip talks very mechanical.
And OFO and everybody, like you say, buying people purses, buying people cars, putting people up, then it don't work. That goes away.
Mm-hmm.
And now, instead of them working on what they could have been doing to occupy their own.
See, when you talk like T.I., you gotta leave this lip right here. that lip gotta be, don't move that bottom lip. And then you use the big ass word, huh? Except when you get mad or something like that, you go back to talking a little bit Atlanta talk.
Life bossing their own self up. They was really kind of depending on whatever was going on, and that's out the window now. So until they meet something that will, subsidize, they just kind of, you know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? That's why he hate me to this day, because I be doing that impression. It was diabolical. When you think about women in Atlanta and how diabolical that they can be, and it often perplexes others of the understanding of that. You feel that? Y'all say I do good at impressions. I just wish y'all about these damn tickets to these shows, man. Like I said, I'm gonna be at the New York City Winery March 15th. Go ahead and get them. Go ahead and get them tickets.
Look at my grandma, too fine.
Oh dang, grandma's 60. Damn. Hey, what up, Saint Marquise? What's happening? You got your VIP. You got 3 of them Jones. Shout out Johnny Jackson. You say you just swiped something. You really thought it was T.I. You really thought I was sitting here talking like I was T.I. It must have had you diabolically perplexed and unable to articulate certain words and vernaculars and things of that nature, because I am not only a rapper, I happen to be a comedian as well. And you need to pull up to the show, because I'm going to be live at the New York City Winery March 15th. You dig that? Boy, let me tell y'all something. Y'all want to know something? When I did that bit, when I started doing that bit in Atlanta, I think I started impersonating T.I. maybe 04, 05 or something like that. And let me tell y'all something. I couldn't do the voice, but we have, similar bone structure. Like I was a lot slimmer and we got them narrow faces. So I would just turn around and look like him. And the people would go insane to the point it was a music cue joke, which is very hacky comedians, very hacky. Music cues and using all kind of shit. You should be able to tell jokes. But I used to do, my biggest joke was a hacky music cue joke that I would do. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I couldn't follow that joke. It hit so hard. It hit so hard. Y'all want to, matter of fact, I'm going to show y'all that bit. Since we just vibing good. I'm going to show y'all, this is me. Man, I hope I don't get a copyright. I'm going to show y'all what I used to do back in the day. This was the biggest joke, bro. Like,
imagine being able to.
And look, y'all go see how skinny I am in this. Let me show y'all. So this is like back in 2000. Man, I don't know what year this was. This might have been 2006 or 7. But I want y'all to see this.
To build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete.
Look at me. That's me, y'all. That's me. I wasn't wearing glasses back then.
I'm about to bring out T.I. right now. Y'all start clapping right now, all the way from Big Head. Put your hands together for T.I.
Look at it. This shit used to go crazy. Yo, let me tell y'all something. When I would do that bit, no comedians could follow that in Atlanta. The show was over after that. When I would do this bit, it got so big, and I didn't even realize how big it was because I'm still making good money in the pharmacy. I really didn't care. Like, I was just having fun. And man, I had all kind of people coming to the club literally to see this bit. Comedians knew when I did this bit, and then it was a lot of hatred about doing this bit because they would be like, bruh, that's all he got, that T.I. joke that they say. All he got that damn T.I. But if you look at these people,
turn that shit off.
Look at
This is a damn shame. I gotta turn to another
listen. And that's the difference in my show and a lot of other comics. I really go for the kill. Like, if you come to my show, I'm going to try to snatch you. I'm really going to try to kill you with laugh. Matter of fact, every time I would walk into the club, that hat and some glasses would be, man, you got to do the joke, man. We got to do that, man. It was legendary. And when I talked to Tip, he swear that I owe him my career. You owe me your career. You did me for so long, and you owe me and never gave me no money. You never gave me a dime. Like, this was the big bit.
I'm gonna tell y'all something. I did that shit. I was bankhead. This nigga almost killed my ass. I swear to God, I almost got killed doing that shit. He saw
Look how skinny I was.
and shit. He walked in scratching his chest. I don't know what that shit. He like, shit, so what do you do that goddamn T.I. folk? I don't do that shit again, my nigga. I'm like, look, nigga, I ain't gonna impersonate. I'm not about to do no fucking T.I., okay? Shit, show me. Do that shit again. I'm like,
Oh God! Boy, they used to be hating on that. They really hated this shit. Do you see the reaction of the crowd?
right here in this club, and this girl saw me do it, and she was like, "Oh, my nigga, she was having the bitch like, I'm like, no, bitch, I'm not doing impersonate. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not doing it. I need some pussy. I was like, what?
But listen, those were the good old days. I was having so much fun. And then I would leave that. After doing that, I would go back to CBS and work a 14-hour day. Literally. That was my life. That was my life. And what happened with that bit, people got so jealous. There was some comics that would try to sabotage the DJ and do all kind of stuff. And so I just learned how to talk like him. So now I can just turn into him and do his voice pretty much verbatim. So yeah, those were different times, guys. Those were different times. So yeah, a little bit about me. A little bit about me. Mm-hmm. What year was that? What year? This was on YouTube. Oh, guess what, y'all? This video is 19 years old. Wow. 19 years ago. Oh my goodness. What is that? 2006, I guess? That's crazy. That is so crazy. And now I've had to pivot in my career like several times. So when I look at that video, I was doing my thing. I'm pretty funny in the comedy clubs, or whatever. But then I was still working or whatever, having some success. But now it's a different level because, I'm full time with it. And success has come, like from social media. It's come from shows. It's come from some touring. But now it's a little tight right now because I'm building my own table. And to go out there and really be on your own and sell hard tickets, it's one of the most humbling journeys that I've ever experienced in my life. And I've been just giving every comic that's selling a lot of tickets and killing it out here on this road, I call them often just to get them their flowers, man. And hopefully God will bless me. You know what I mean? Y'all get these tickets to these shows and I can come to more cities and stuff like that, But it's what it is. This is a great question by Christopher D. Moore. How did you convince your wife to let you do comedy full time? Well, when I first started dating my wife, in the early 2000s, I started dating my wife in like 2001. I had already started comedy. So she didn't know I was doing comedy. When our first dates, I brought her out to where I was performing. And I was doing some whack ass. I used to do this whack ass bit like like my father. He smoked cigars. So like I did an impersonation of him like smoking a cigar in a hurricane. And then I would like lay across the stool and hold the mic stand with the cigar in my mouth while it's not moving. But she's been with me for most of this journey. And she actually encouraged me to quit my job way before I quit my job. So it was really her. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, but when I quit, I just quit because I needed to see, you know what I'm saying? But no, she's been a huge supporter. I appreciate that. Kinked up. Yeah, my wife always been a supporter. Shit, my wife came out with me. I got booed before. I was doing I performed my university. Shout out to Xavier University. And I remember performing and I invited her out. And I had a black suit on with a silver tie. And all the comedians from Comic View was there. This had to be this is 2001. And they were booing the hell out of me. They were booing the shit out of me. They were booing. And I remember one of the comments, because this is funny though, because I'm cool with them now. Shout out to Big Sean. But I got booed, and then the comments backstage was like, hey man, you gotta go back out there and get them. You can't give up. I was like, for real? He's like, yeah, go get them again. And I went out there, they booed my ass again. And my wife was out there in the crowd, and I was dying. I was really dying. And she stayed with me through that. So shit. That's a great question. No, did I have savings when I quit? Yeah, I had some savings, you know what I'm saying? But I was on a big show and Facebook. I was doing very, very well when I first left my job. There was no financial. It was a blessing, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't tell nobody to quit their job for this shit. Like, that's something you need to, you and God or whatever. I would not recommend it because this is a game of not only talent, but it's a game of chance, and it's a big roll of the dice, man. It's rough. You know what I'm saying? It's not your success as a comedian is not determined by how funny you are. You know what I mean? Your success as a comedian is probably more so determined from grit and resilience and repivoting and figuring out a strategy. So, no, I've done well. I've done well. I've been blessed, but shit is tight right now. I tell you that. Shout out to Andrelius Dixon who just got off work. I'm glad you called it, man, because I do it like at 9 a.m. But I just said, let me come on here because hopefully we can push some more tickets to this New York show. I'll be at the New York City Winery. Hopefully you guys will get those tickets. But shout out to y'all. Oh, wow. You've been rocking with me for a minute. You remember when I emceed the pharmacy ball? Where did I MC that at? No guarantees. It is so. Let me turn this. Oh, my God. Let me turn this. Where was I at when I emceed that? You remember that? Where did I do that pharmacy ball at? You remember that? Tell me where I did it. Oh, wow. I did it in the pharmacy. That's crazy, bro. Now, who am I talking to? Are you scared to say your name? You must be a pharmacist too. You a pharmacist? Let me know. You ain't even saying nothing back. Oh, he don't want to say nothing. I understand, bro. Well, holler at me when you see me in person. I get it. I get it. Trust me, I get it, bro. Okay. Well, guys, I think we're going to wrap this show up. Let's look at this grandmama. This grandmama is 65. Look what 65 looks like now. Lord have mercy.
Look at my grandma, too fine. You gotta go home, Mom.
Hey, when I call you, you sorry, Miss Jackson.
Look at my grandma.
Grandma is fine for 65. Jesus Christ. Damn. Grandma built.
Too fine. You gotta go home.
Well, guys, I'm getting out of here. I'm about to get up out of here. You guys listen, New York City Winery, March 15th. It's going down, so holla back. I'm out. Be blessed.